Spinosaurus. Definitely my favorite apex. This is the guy that I can't wait to come into the Isle. It's semi-aquatic, so you can have fun in and out of water. It's massive, very unique looking, the most unique looking apex in my opinion, at least on the predator side. But one very important question before I blabber on, because with Spinosaurus, if you follow it at all in the dinosaur world, everyone always has something to say about its look, because I don't think it's even ever majority like the look of it, because it's otherwise they like the old look of it, or the old look of it, or the even older than that, or the current, or what it looks like it's gonna be looking like in the future. So of course there's a lot of people that complained about the Spino and what it looks like in the Isle, like its model. I personally think it looks amazing. I think it looks even better than the older version. I like that they're giving it a bit of a beefiness about it. Like it looks a lot more tougher, right? But let me know your guys' thoughts. What do you think? Do you like this Spino? Because honestly, everywhere you're gonna go and look at it, no matter what movie it is or documentary or game, it's always depicted differently. There's very rarely one that you'll see in two same places. You always know it's a Spino because obviously of its spine, but that's pretty much about it. Concept art, you can see that this guy is meant to fight. He's a very angry bagger. He's fighting Enquiries, Dinosaurus, slashing away kids just because why not? Babies are not even safe, which is very strange because people usually want to care bear babies because they're adorable, but Spino doesn't give a shit. Absolutely shredding this fella. And I really hope to this day, I still remember when I first saw this concept, I was really hoping that when they said gore was coming to the game, that it's gonna look like this. So hopefully they keep expanding on it a little bit. I don't mind if this comes like later, like an update way later. I would love to see an actual brutal version of gore, not just some organs or some scratches, because I know there's going to be actual locational scratches and scars, which is fucking about time whenever that comes anyway, because that's not been in the game either yet. I'd love to see this. Then of course you got the unfortunate Anki here, which I touched up upon in my last video, which was about Anki by the way, if you want to check it out. But it seems like it's the only one here that can actually take on an Anki in terms of, well, it just rolls it over because it just likes to abuse others. The concept art of Spino is one of the most aggressive ones out of all the concept arts. Usually it's showing around like some kind of combat, some sort of defense, maybe it looking after its young or protecting its young, both sides on predators and herbivores. But Spino's just full fuck you. Like not one single slide here is it being nice, which is kind of strange. I guess that means they're going to be giving it quite the weaponry. And the real question here as well will be T-Rex. I know there's a lot of people here, especially with T-Rex around the corner, unless it's already out in horde test. Again, at the moment whilst I'm talking about this, it's not out in horde test. We're still waiting whilst I record this. But a lot of people have been voicing in their opinions about T-Rex being the strongest, which it will be in terms of predators and apexes, and saying that even a Spino won't be able to take it on. Now of course we're going to ignore legacy because that's a very bare bones version of what they want the Isle to be, so I'm not, for the sake of this argument, I'm not going to bring it up at all. But I do think that Spino and Rex should be a 1v1 thing. I think it should be pretty evenly matched down to the skill of the player, but if both the players are, let's say, equal in skill, I would say the Rex would probably most likely win. On land, of course, but I do think that Spino should still be able to have that opportunity to be able to kill them. Now, of course, Rex is a lot more bulky and beefier, and it's got that bite that's going to make you cry. But Spino can grapple you, can grab you with its arms. It can do a lot more moves, I think, than a T-Rex, so it can outplay you. T-Rex is going to be truly brute force, where if it gets you, you probably won't survive most of those bites. Even as an apex like Spino, I don't think you'll be able to take many bites from a Rex, right? Not to say it's going to be one or two, but you know, it won't be too many either. But with Spino, I think it'll be probably a lot more agile than a Rex, and definitely more of a bleeder in comparison to Rex. A fun fight for sure. I honestly do not see Spino being boring at all. I think from the get-go it's going to be kind of like a fun playable that's going to enjoy its time with Bapes, or Bapes trying to end it before it gets bigger than them. You're going to have dinos to worry about in your entire growth stage. You're probably going to have to spend more time in water because you're semi-aquatic, but I can't see you being so restrained to water like Dinosaurus. Said this before, I think Dino's going to be the only one that's ever going to be truly restricted to the water as it is now. I think every other semi-aquatic will be able to quite comfortably be on land and pretty much probably traverse the entire map without really needing to worry to drink any more normally than non-semi-aquatics. Maybe a little bit quicker the drain will go, but not too much. Besides, there's water everywhere on Gateway, and they keep adding more ponds anyway, so it's not like you're going to die of thirst anytime. Plus then you got mutations for water too, so realistically if you're dying from thirst on Gateway, you you others don't know the map, which is fair enough, or you are a skill issue, because there's always places to go now. Obviously, you got this special, iconic Spino tearing into Dino, which did make a lot of Spino fans be like, oh yeah, this is sick, but then a lot of Dino fans were like, come on, why are you abusing Dino like this? Which I do agree, but maybe this was just showing off the kind of encounters you can have in water, where if the Spino gets you first, it can grapple you with its claws and make Dinos even be like, oh shit. But again, Dinos are kind of the T-Rex of the water, you know, the jaws, you know, they got some bite on them. Definitely going to be more of a bite than Spino, and if Spino does come in with a stronger bite, I will actually be like, yo, what's going on with the devs? I'm not going to just say that it should have everything because it's my favorite Apex. I'd rather it be balanced as much as it can be, because nothing screams fun more than actually knowing that you can lose something, not just being OP, right? So I do believe Spinos won't be able to just dominate all the waters, but you'll actually have to watch out for Dinos, but you have the agility over them. I think they just seem to be more sleek in the water. I might be wrong, of course, we'll see them when they come. And on top of that, you will have other playables like Enquiries, which is going to be pretty much probably on par, but probably even a more beefier version of Spino. So I'd say probably a little bit slower than Spino, but its attacks are probably going to be stronger. It just seems like it has a lot more muscle on those fingers, you know what I'm saying? But I just like a dino that can play both. On land, I do think it's probably going to be quite a slow Spino. I can't see it being too quick. It has a lot of weight to carry around with it. I still hope it's going to be able to walk on all fours a little bit. Doesn't have to be something that it can, I'm not saying it needs to go from bipedal to quadrupedal, but maybe some sort of animation for maybe a turn or something. I think it'll just look quite cool. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think Spino is something that will add to the game or take away from the game? I personally think, of course, I'm going to be biased here because it's my favorite. I think it's going to add to the game. It's awesome in almost every single way. Now I'm just going to touch up upon another one that I don't think quite warrants an entire video for itself, but it's still worthy to talk, and that will be Acrocanthosaurus. I don't know what it is about Acro, but it's just always been one of my favorites. I loved playing it in Legacy, even though it was so broken. Obviously, it takes literal hours to heal it, but that's what made it more fun. I feel like I actually was the best with Acro out of anything when it comes to combat, just simply because I knew that I would have to heal a whole entire screen. For one screen would equal 1 hour of healing, which no one has time to do, especially in Legacy where we play in servers that are purely mixed pack servers, clans and all of this. Not that we're a clan, but would unfortunately have to see clans here and there, so we'd end up fighting, or should I say running for life. So what I mean is violence was always around the corner. But anyway, it's going to be quite the neck kisser. As you can see in the concept art here, it's got the trike, it's got the camera, it's going for the neck, and it's loving it. Although I do wonder how it got the trike on the floor like that. Like, what kind of skill issue trike was that it allowed it to even do that? Because I mean, the trike's neck, you cannot see it, you know, it's very protected by its whatever the fuck you call this. I actually forgot right now. My brain has gone blank. So yeah, I have no idea what that trike was doing, but it deserves it if it got attacked like that. But as you can see, its whole point is probably strangulation, which might mean that it might be one of those that when it goes for your neck, maybe you start losing stamina. Maybe your stamina can't go up, or maybe it starts draining a little bit because, you know, it's suffocating you, which would be really cool. A really cool mechanic. Like, of course, it's a quite a good bleeder, Acro, so it will give you the bleed as well. But because that's what they're trying to show off here, is that it will actually be something that will kind of drain your stamina. It's got dental appointments too, which is just awesome to see that they kind of bring in the human side of the aisle here. Even though they're not humans and the AI that clean his teeth, it's still a human thing to do to clean your teeth. So it's nice to see the dentists are doing their job. And the Acro can be peaceful. Doesn't have to be always attacking someone's neck. I hope it's going to be quite a quick Apex, because it will be an Apex. I mean, people will still call it pseudo Apex, but at the end of the day, it's still an Apex. It's just on the smaller side. Not that it's small in any way, but it's on the smaller side in terms of strength and weight as well, compared to other Apexes. At least I think. I'm kind of judging this a little bit from Legacy, let's say. So I might be wrong in some areas here. They definitely won't be one of the top tier Apexes, but at the end of the day, I think that's why it should have a bit more speed to it. Because you're going to have Giga, which is going to be way more on the bleed. You're going to have Spino, which is kind of going to be brute force as well as bleed. You're going to have Rex, which is just pure brute. So how is it going to hang around in that area? Is it going to be a great mid-tier hunter? Will it be able to punch above its weight? Who knows? And that's enough on Acro. Like I said, not too much for me to talk about, apart from I just like the look of it. It looks really cool. I can't wait to see it in the game. What its unique ability might be, may very well be the chokehold of a century, and it liking to have baths and dentist appointments, which is all really cool. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on Acro and Spino mainly. When would you like to see them both in game? Apart from that, you guys have a great day and peace.